Shalom. First of all, let's start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakatash. Noble honor said teachers, elders, and the boss of great millstone, likewise brothers, putting out the truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep, and to you brothers and sisters are tuning in. Shalom. Today's lesson is titled, If He Have Need of Thee. Let's start off with our first scripture. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 13, and starting with verse 6, and it reads, If He have a need of thee, He will receive thee, and smile upon thee, and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair, and say, What wantest thou? Now, we're going to go into this article today, and you can see this article is called Trump to Take Aim at DEI, C, Expulsion in Military. Okay, and as you know, the C, which is the C-19, okay, that was the big thing that was taking place a couple years ago, in so much that, you know, many people that were serving in the military decided that they would end their career based on the mandatory, okay, expectation of them to receive that C-19. Okay, so I'm going to read this article here, and what we're really going to take a focus on here is when you read between the lines, you can see how this devil is playing on the hearts and minds, okay, of the innocent, okay, of the people that are desperate nowadays. It reads, Washington. President Donald Trump will soon sign executive orders removing diversity, equity, and inclusion from the military, reinstating thousands of troops who were kicked out for refusing C-19 during the pandemic, and building an air defense system for the United States. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said today, okay, and they can build a, you know, defense system for the United States. It's not going to make a difference because we know what's going to be the end result. Okay, the judgment that's going to be coming here, the Great Babylon in America. Now, let's scroll on down. Okay, this is very interesting. It says, there are more executive orders coming, Hegseth told reporters. The Air Force said on Sunday that it will resume instruction of trainees using a video about the first black airman in the U.S. military, known as the Tuskegee Airman, which has passed review to ensure compliance with Trump's ban on DEI initiatives. Now, when you think of this diversity, equity, and inclusion, you usually, the first thing come to mind is you usually thinking of so-called black people. Okay, and you know, because the mindset has always been that if you're a so-called black man or woman, you cannot, you are such a low-level human being that they have to make special cases or make special, you know, kind of like, you know, you get to skip certain steps in order to get into a particular position or even get into a job, period. Okay, this should be an insult to every Hebrew Israelites, but in reality, it actually includes everybody, which mainly these people who are, you know, in that transgender or the, you know, those abnormality, you know, people who are male and want to become female, and who are female and want to become male. Okay, so they're focusing on that. They're also looking to reinstate the names of Fort Benning and Fort Bragg. They had changed those names because, remember, during that time of during the lockdowns, you know, they came up with all of that, you know, changed these names from these generals who were tied to white supremacy, you know, and suppression, oppression of the so-called black people, and give these more friendly names. Now with Trump back, coming in that spirit of make America great again, you will see now they're going to say, you know what, let's keep the original names, okay? Let's bring those names back, because right now what they're trying to do is appease the so-called white people, okay? Now let's go into the real meats and potatoes of this lesson here. It says much of Hegseth's focus at the Pentagon could be internal to the military, on everything from bringing back troops to strides for refusing C-19 to once again banning transgender people from serving in the military. Now, why is this something that you really have to take a look at? Because we know a lot of Jakes were in that number of people that refuse to take the C-19. Also, you have a lot of the people who were hardcore, you know, Americans, you know, who wanted to serve in the military, but they refuse to bow down to that mandatory order, okay, are sitting on the sidelines fuming right now. Now, it's left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. In fact, there's rumors talking about them bringing back, you know, or actually rumors talking about them giving those people back pay. Because you had a lot of people who lost their retirement, you know, and it wasn't a matter of just letting people out of the military, just like, okay, just, you know, you don't want to take it, you get kicked out. It wasn't a process that lasts like, you know, 2 or 3 weeks. You know, they keep you on your contract and they punish people, they reduce them in rank. You know, they would put them to do like yard work, you know, and this was true to ranks, you know, with the exception if you were like a field grade officer, you know, they didn't do that to you, but they were doing this. Okay, so they basically was using a lot of aggressive tactics to try to change a lot of these service members' mind. And I know personally a lot of service members who actually just bow down to that tactics. They didn't stand their ground. Others say screw it. They'll get out there and, you know, they'll take the chances and go back into the world, which, you know, probably ended up better for some of them, but for a lot it did not end up well. And as you can see right now, we're in that part, you know, that time in America where you have skyrocketing prices on everything, you know, goods and services, and also a decline in the economy. You know, companies are closing down or they're downsizing. You know, small businesses that typically employs most of your Americans here are now in decline, okay, or they've just shut a door. So there's a sense of desperation. You also have the need for them, especially if they're going to attack the transgenders, them, or the people that are, you know, the funny people, then you're going to need to replace those numbers. Two, the United States military is not meeting, and particularly the Army, is not meeting their yearly quota of people enlisting, which is the reason why they brought out that automatic selective service, okay, registration for all males 17 to I think 26, okay? Because when you go into the scriptures here, let's go into the book of Psalms 55 and verse 21, it reads, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So here you have this man simultaneously, you know, fighting two wars. One, he's fighting one with the Hebrew Israelites, okay, so-called Blacks and Americans and Latinos, okay, in which he is sending his servants, his agents into these communities to grab Jakes off the streets. You know, we see how that's going, and we know that's a situation that's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. Because what they're doing is basically tribe profiling, not racial, tribe profiling. At the same time, he knows that the people that were mainly impacted by this mandatory decree, you know, to take the C-19, happens to be a lot of the minority people who, without the military, they really don't have a job out there, because really the military pretty much, you know, they take the people who are down and out on their luck. You know, most people don't join the military because they have some type of, you know, dedication to the United States. They join out of absolute, complete desperation. Okay? So they know right now, looking at the headlines and seeing that people are displaced and can't afford to live, this is that time for them to go and say, you know what? We're going to get rid of that. You can now come back. We're going to reinstate you. You have left like, what, 3-4 years ago? We can reinstate you. So this is going to be very tempting. And what we're telling you, Jakes, is this. Do not fall for this. Do not fall for this. Remember what I opened up with, okay? Ecclesiasticus 13:6. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? So if you know now, you know, you stood your ground of not bowing down to the mandatory, you know, C-19, and now they're telling you, hey, you know what? Forget about all the humiliation they cost you and reduction in rank and all the other things that they did to you and took away your pay and kick you out. We're going to reinstate all of that. We're going to give you back pay. You're going to go right back to the rank you were before you got kicked out. That is a great temptation. It is a great temptation, because if your heart and mind is in Great Babylon America, you will bow down to that. Okay? This man is really targeting the Hebrew Israelites when he come up with this. He's also targeting those that are more, how should I say this? They're looking to serve Trump for his agenda for that war against the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? Because that's basically what this extraction of all these, what they call term migrants or illegals to this country, that's what it's all about. And right now, I'll bring it out in the video later this week, they're securing the border so that nobody can get the hell out of here. Okay, so let's continue to go here. Our job is lethality and readiness and war fighting, and we are going to hold people accountable. Hegseth said thousands of service members were removed from the military after the Pentagon made the C-19 mandatory in 2021. Yeah, and there were those who left even before it became mandatory, because they already saw ahead what was going to happen. So this reinstatement of thousands of troops is because they understand, okay, and these elites understand what situation Great Babylon America is going to be. And let's go to the book of Proverbs 16, and starting with verse 4, it says, the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, had made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord Yahweh Shemashai. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. So, Jake, you can go and you can swear, get reinstated, get your cock card, get access to the base again. Once again, you're back. Getting that paycheck, maybe getting some little traveling, okay? And they'll tell you about your retirement. And it may seem all good. But understand this. The Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, has an indignation for these people. Great Babylon America will try to rebuild, but it will not be successful. Continue, it says, by mercy and truth, iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, man depart from evil. Clearly, a lot of you jakes are not fearing the Lord Yahweh Shemashai. You're seeing what's going on with this man, as he's telling you, hey, why don't you strap on your arm side, your side piece, and put that monkey suit, that ACU back on, and join the ranks of his service members that he's going to use to purge the children of Israel here in Great Babylon America. He's telling you, okay, that he's going to take care of you. At the same time, you can see with your own eyes that he clearly despises the children of Israel. Look at the actions. This is Jeremiah 50, and verse 45 reads, therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, that he had taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he had proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And who's that least of the flocks? That's these Amalekites. Okay, these are the state of Israel. Right now, it's doing a lot of stuff out there in the Middle East, which is going to draw America into the war. In fact, if you can see it, there's a lot of troops being sent over there as we speak right now, and a lot of the American forces is out there in the Mediterranean Sea, out there in the Gulf, okay, in preparation for what the Lord Yahweh Shemashai has decreed, which is going to be America will get into a war with many of these other countries that are combining their forces together under the leadership of Russia, and they're going to fight, in which the American forces is going to lose. So they're preparing for that. Okay, they're preparing for that because the Lord has prepared Great Babylon America, okay, for its demise. Okay, and so it's very important that you, Jake, understand that they're not calling you back because you're of importance to them. It's because they have a need of you. They're going to use you to oppress your own people here in Great Babylon America, and then they're going to send you overseas to die for absolutely nothing. And the Lord will put that sword on you if you join hands with this man and his wicked military force. This is the book of Ezekiel 35, and verse 5 reads, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Said thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So there's going to be a lot of blood shed. The American military force is not going to be successful in World War III. In fact, they're not even going to be successful even domestically, okay? Because a lot of them put everything that this man tries to do. Keep in mind that this man has a history of failure. All his business has been failure. He has a history of failure. It's interesting that the elites choose this man to come back to bring about, the demise of America. But that's exactly what this man is here for. This man is not here to make America great again. This man is going to be how should I say this? He's going to be the public figure or the global figure, okay, the last reigning president that was in a wicked seat when America was destroyed, okay, and that's going to be in the history books, okay. Everybody's going to know that from generation to generation. It says, "Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain man in the hills, in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword." So this is the future of the United States military. So here it is, this man, one way how they can get you back inside this is to say, you left because you didn't want to have a foreign object in your body. But what if we got rid of that? Invite you back, same rank you left, okay, or before they reduce you in rank, whatever punishment you got, from UCMJ, and reinstate you, even with back pay. That's going to be tempting in these times right now. When you look around, you see so many others around you falling apart, or they're the new faces of homelessness. Okay? This is the book of Psalms 147:11. It reads, "The Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, taketh pleasure in them that fear him, in those that hope in his mercy," which is the righteous. So we hope in the Lord's mercy, okay? And our fear is what? If he said that he's going to destroy those that join hand with the tribe that he despises the most of all his creation, then you don't join them. In this videos out there with Jake them, sitting in the car, a little nobody E3, talking about, if you don't like America, why don't you just get out? I will die for this country. Right? Because you will die for this country, okay? Keep in mind, we close up with this, Jeremiah 51:30. It reads, "The mighty men of Babylon had forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might hath failed. They became as women. They have burned their dwelling places. Her bars are broken." There's nothing that this man can do. The military has always been filled with the sissies and faggots, men that are actually like women. They glorify that 1 month to these sissies and faggots, an abomination that the Lord despises. And nothing's going to change. Come June, once again, you'll have 30 days of celebration of sodomy, and the military will fly that rainbow flag. Nothing's going to change. So this is a lot of promises, because this man hell is saying that they want to bring back those Christian values. Well, Christianity is demonic, okay? The only people that have the truth, you see the man that are sighing and crying on the highway in the Bible and this unicorn, and the believers that believe what the words are coming from those men. And they are the only ones that's going to be saved out of this place, and the only ones that the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is going to show mercy to. So, once again, Jake, if he have need of thee, you can fill in the rest, okay? He's going to use you. This is not your place of rest. This is not your place to put your hope and spirit in, because the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is going to destroy this place. Lord willing, the elect was edified. Let's close by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.